almost 5 years in China. Moved back to Ghana, being an IT person, moving into school, doing a bit of events, moved from there into a bit of construction. I was the logistics manager
So I've turned
running
it into
the.
like a career nursing page, and it's basically highlighting different career paths that nurses can take besides just their normal nursing route. You're a consultant, you work in
Yeah.
training. I just feel like you've got a wealth of knowledge and experience that, if someone's considering going outside of nursing, that might be something that they want to consider. Today is all about you and what you do.
Where do I start from? I would start from how I started, okay? So my background is in IT,
Hmm.
and at some point in my life, I decided to go to school and then study economics and international business. This was in China. So I lived in China for almost 5 years, moved back to Ghana, worked with an advertising agency which was running an event, or should I say, a program for high schools. So I was handling both the business development bit, and then on that program, I was the logistics manager running the event. And based on what I did for the company, I had another company contact me, which was an international company in China, and then I had to work for them for a while.
Hmm.
So I did represent that particular company in different trade shows, and the highlight of it was I was representing them in Kenya, where there was a renewable energy event going on there. But
Hmm.
over my career, okay,
Hmm.
it started from being an IT person, moving into school, doing a bit of events whilst I was in school, and then move from there into a bit of construction, move from construction
Yeah.
back into IT consulting, and then doing business development for companies. So I ended up representing Chinese companies mostly in Ghana. All through my life, I have worked with businesses trying to help them grow. And
Mm.
the advertising company which I was working for currently is doing so well. And some of the things I put down as my strategy for the business
Mm.
has been implemented, and I'm seeing the success in the business. Now, growing up through my career, I had mentors, and which is critical.
Mm.
Almost all the bosses I have served under were mentors to me.
Mhm.
So they made sure that you bring the best out of you to
Mhm.
do or to execute what has to be done. Now,
Mhm.
because of my personality and how I connect very easily with people, I
Mhm.
realized that I had the strength to be able to support businesses and connect. So
Mm.
sometimes I refer to myself as a connector or a bridge builder and
Okay.
bring people together. So I you always tell myself that you can connect just anybody based on how you relate to them. I've done a couple of courses as an upgrade to be able to do what I do.
Mhm.
But in a nutshell, if you put me in advertising, I'll do well. If you put me in banking, I'll do well. If you put me in events, I'll do well. If you put me in the kitchen, I'll do well because I've got the food and hygiene certificate level 2
Oh wow.
where I cook, and that's a hobby. So I cook also for people depending
Yeah.
on when I'm called in. So in my
Yeah.
church, we do have events once in a while in church,
Yeah.
and I end up in the kitchen cooking. That's how come I got the food and hygiene certificate. So I've
Wow.
added that to it. But don't forget, most people think I can't even fry an egg, which is good. I have come from a place where I've been able to use some of the things I love to do and I have built on it. And I always say this, it is best to always build on what you love doing
Mm.
because that connects you
Mhm.
with the right people.
Yeah.
Uh, People will ask me, being a father of three girls, with my wife being in school, I have to shuffle my
Yeah.
time between taking care of the young ones and
Mm.
also being able to do stuff for myself. So I don't onboard a lot of people I work with. I
Mm.
try my best. Currently, I am consulting and working with Pitman Training, which is a
Okay.
skills and professional training center.
Okay.
It's been in the UK for over 187 years, if I should say.
Wow, that's
It has
amazing.
about 70 branches across the UK and in Canada.
Wow.
And here in the UK, I'm working with one of the franchise which has been in existence for over 20 years. What I'm doing for them is basically business development, working with the Chamber of Commerce because based on my plan with them, we joined the Chamber of Commerce. So I'm
Yeah.
connected with the corporate world in order to execute whatever goals that we have to implement. Now,
Okay.
what we do now, what I've introduced is a networking event where I
Hmm.
bring in key speakers to come and
Okay.
speak.
Hmm.
So I try to keep the numbers very small. The
Hmm.
goal is I believe in, I don't believe in numbers. I believe in the quality of what you're doing.
Hmm.
Um, Numbers do matter at some point when you are growing,
Hmm.
but when you want to build careers or
Yeah.
help people change careers,
Hmm.
these days you have people who shy away from the bigger crowd.
Right.
So if you can do things in a small group
Hmm.
and build communities in small group, it
Hmm.
makes people open up more. So my
Right.
networking event is focused on building individuals and helping them bring the best out of them and to
Hmm.
be able to ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
So it's been going well. My second edition is coming up, but the bigger goal is to have an all big round table
Hmm.
where I can have a lot of people coming in. So that has been my track over the years. Yes. So from IT into renewable energy to construction, and now doing consulting, education basically, which I'm loving because you realize that some of the mistakes I made whilst growing up, I'm
Hmm.
able to speak to some of the students and help them make the career changes that they want to make.
Yeah.
Because I always tell them it's always good to do what you love to do because I don't get tired with what I do because I love it.
You love it. Yeah.
And that's how it should go. Life happens and people choose different careers and they end up falling for those careers. But usually I tell people that it is good to fall in love with those careers,
Hmm.
but you need to do what makes you happy.
There's a diverse group of skill set, experience, and it
Yeah,
seems you don't really have one career path, which is not very
yeah.
common these days. You've got people who just pick a lane and stick to. What made you confident enough to say, well, I don't want to pick one lane, but I'm going to do all the things I love to do, and I'm going to go for it.
I always say this. There's a saying that goes that jack of all trade, master of none. But
Yeah.
I can confidently tell you that I am master of at least two or three of the things I've mentioned. I always say if you put me in the jungle or in the forest, you'll come back and meet me sitting down with the elephants and the tigers and having a good conversation. Not because of what I am carrying,
Yeah.
but based on how I connect with people. So that
Okay.
comes to me very easily. So you can put me in a country and say, go and find us a strategic partner for our
Mhm.
business. I'll be able to go and connect and I'll be able to find out where to find the best of the best and be
Mhm.
around those circles to be able to connect with people.
Mhm.
So if you ask me, over the years, I have tried my best to grow my craft in what
Mhm.
I do. If you put me in the kitchen, like I mentioned, I
Mhm.
know all the hygiene steps that I need to take before cooking, what steps I need to take before I start preparing my meals,
Yeah.
what goes into what.
Mhm.
So it puts me in a space where I read consistently when it
Okay.
comes to food. Good. When it comes to renewable energy, based on the businesses I have worked with, I have built myself that mindset to be able to have a conversation if a company wants to buy large systems for their company or buy systems for their home. So I'll be able to build on that and get a technical person to come in and then engage. If you
Okay.
put me into education, which I am now, and building careers, because I made mistakes coming along the line with my career and how I started, I
Mm-hmm.
would tell you, you have to be able to know exactly what your strengths are,
Mm-hmm.
because your strength seems to determine what you have to do.
Do you think that's linked to knowing who you are?
Absolutely. You need to be aware of who you are,
Mm.
your temperament.
Mm-hmm.
I always say you need to know your emotional intelligence, your level of your EQ. Because to be very honest with you, if you don't have emotional maturity, how do you relate? One of my friends who is a human relation expert, which we talk to, she specializes in speaking to managers and people how to relate to people. And you realize that a lot of the time she'll tell you the problem isn't the staff. It
Mm-hmm.
is usually you, how you handle things, how you communicate, how you engage people. And these are some of the things we all need to do
Mm-hmm.
because we live in a community of people. So you must master the art of connecting with people.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's interesting how people tend to connect. Yes, you can connect over a drink or something, but if you had nothing with you and you had to connect with somebody, what
Yeah.
would you talk about? What kind
Yeah.
of conversation are you going to have? And it always doesn't have to be about you. You
Mm-hmm.
need to ask those right questions to get the other person to tell you. What
Yeah.
I tell people that all through what I have done, I have never sold a product. Why? I sell solutions only.
Mm.
So if you come to me and you tell me that you're trying to change your career, I won't sell you a product and say, "Oh, you can go and do that
So
course." No.
absolutely.
I will ask you, what do you think you really need? What are your interests?
Yeah.
Which areas do you really fancy or you want to work in?
Mm-hmm.
And that positions you in that space.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because then you're able to open up and share what you think your strengths are. And sometimes just talking to people,
Mm-hmm.
you'll be able to discern and know, oh no, that
This is
isn't what you need. This is
yes.
what you need. And you being in nursing, there are a lot of people who probably thought that would be a quick avenue
Yes.
to either make quick money.
Yeah.
You understand? It's
Yeah.
good to make quick money. But the question is, would you want to be in a space where you are frustrated or you
Mm.
want to be in a space where you are happy?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
You understand? So for
Yeah.
me, choosing what I wanted to do, I had to tell myself that I need to master my craft in where I am.
Mm-hmm.
So with the business I'm working with now, I attend all their networking events.
Mm-hmm.
I make sure that these networking events, I connect with the people. So um, the business didn't have a LinkedIn page.
Mm-hmm.
So I created a LinkedIn page and I organically grew the LinkedIn page from zero to about 270.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah.
just because I have built connections
Yeah.
organically. So when
Mm-hmm.
people know what you do, they tend to connect with you. Don't forget, yes, you still have friends that will be able to connect with you. But at the end of the day, these are the steps you can take in connecting with people, being
Yeah.
in spaces where you can connect with people. Yes.
Yeah.
So knowing oneself is critical. It is key.
Important. Yeah.
Yes, in changing careers.
What would you say if someone is at that stage where they're not quite sure of themselves or even the path that they want to take? Like, where do they begin? They're a bit stuck, they're stagnant, they just feel like, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I don't know my purpose, so I don't really know the direction I should be taking. What would your advice be?
So here's my advice. My dad always said, always carry a pen and a paper or a notebook wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
Our mind is so powerful, so much that based on our experiences, challenges, and professional or jobs we find ourselves in, we tend
Mm-hmm.
to discover ourselves through the process. So, what
Yes.
I always say to people is pick up a pen and a paper and write down 10 things you feel you're very good at.
I like that.
Now, within those list of 10, reduce it to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Up- So first you start with a 10. So 10, let's say you just pouring out your thoughts and everything to do that. Then you drop down to 5. When you come to 5, out of the 5, look at it carefully. Which one do you think you're really very good at? Sometimes you can rate them from what you're really good at and then scale down to what you're not so good at. And then you also look at what interests you among those 5.
Mhm.
And then the top 2 is what are your strengths. So
Mhm.
then you ask yourself, what careers do I best fit? Now,
Mhm.
I always say this to people. AI is an addition to just support you discover who you are if you are knowledgeable.
Mhm.
So, because basically the AI is a bot which you're asking questions to know what you want to do.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, if you have made your list and you've made your pointers, right, you could just put it in there and just query the bot and say that, you know what, this is what I am very good at. What are
Mhm.
the career paths that I need to take? And interestingly, it will list those careers for you, and you'll be surprised. Sometimes it will tell you exactly what you are doing now is part of it, but
Mhm.
then it also give you the best steps for you to take. Now, before you even consult the AI, it's always good to also speak to a career coach.
Mhm.
Okay,
Mhm.
these days I tell people, yes, you can read it, you can also get the AI to support you, but at the end of the day, you need to speak to
Yeah.
real people who have had experience, real people who can reach out to you, real people who can point out to you that these are the things that you need to do. Now, let's not forget our parents, our partners, our friends. These are people you can run things by based on your 10 list to tell
Mhm.
you, oh, we think you're good at this. Sometimes you'll be amazed. You might not even know that you are good at a thing until somebody draws your attention to it that, oh, you are very good at doing that.
Yes.
You understand? But it's never really crossed your mind.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
understand? But most people, I tell people that that's what friendship is about. Speak to real people who can
Yeah.
be honest with you. I have a friend who the first time he saw me he said, "Oh, you can sell anything on the market." And he was right. Later on in the year, when I was telling him what I'm doing, he was like, "I'm not surprised you are there
Yeah.
because you can actually connect with people and sell
Yeah.
anything." I remember when I was asked to sell a pen, and I said, "I don't sell a pen. I sell um, class.
Okay.
So if you are at this level, this is the pen you need to carry on you to be able to be respected and be able to do that." It's not about the pen, it's
Yeah.
about the quality. People drive Rolls Royce or Bentleys not because of the
The
price, they drive because
yeah.
of the
Oh.
position of what it
Yeah.
is. So you need to break down.
Yeah.
People struggle with their careers, and I have been there. I've
Mhm.
been there struggling through which one is good for me, which one is bad for me. But
Mhm.
like I said from the beginning, knowing yourself, writing down the 10 things that you know you are good at. And don't forget, sometimes people will say mean things to you because you are good at what you do.
Yes.
Never, never look down on
Yeah.
who you are and let people speak negatively about you.
Yeah.
Sometimes hearing voices tend to dim your light.
Yes. Yeah.
That's why I always say it's always good to know yourself because then when people say they know, oh no, that's not me,
Mhm.
you're good. And now there are a lot of tools online that you can also use to assess your personality and qualities that you have. You can put it just answering simple questions. And like I keep saying, ask yourself questions.
Yes.
Questions to put those things down. Because when you ask those questions, it becomes much more easier for
Yeah.
you to narrow it down what you're good at and choose which career path you want to take.
Absolutely. And I think you touched on a lot of good things. The one thing I will say is that sometimes not everyone has good friends and good advisors around them. But networking
Yes.
is great for finding those
Yes.
people that can actually see the good qualities in you. If it wasn't for networking and like putting myself out there, I wouldn't really meet the people that can be cheerleaders. My career path, similar like you, I've gone into different areas. I started in law. My background was in immigration and personal injury law. I was just fascinated by the healthcare side of things, because personal injury, you're assessing injuries and stuff. And I was just like, wow, I want to know more about the medical and clinical aspects of this job. So I ended up getting a job for the NHS 111. And while I was there as a healthcare advisor, so you're just like on the basic level at that point, someone there was just like, the way you're talking to these people, I think you'll be a brilliant nurse. And that was like a light bulb in me thinking, well, actually, I never considered nursing as a career path, but my personality is so bubbly and like I'm very much a people person as well. And I hate office work. So I was like, yeah, I might go and look into this. And then the following year, I was starting my nursing degree, postgraduate. So I think you're absolutely right that sometimes the things you don't see for yourself, other people will see that in you. The question is, if someone's picked a career, how do they grow? Your values and the things that are great within you may be different to somebody else. That's saying jack of all trades, master of none. The ending of that says it says it's better than to be a master of one. People never say the end of that. It's that aspect of like multitasking and being able to take on multiple projects, but not everybody is equipped to handle multiple things at the same time. So if you have someone that's like at that place where they don't want to go into consulting, they don't want to, venture into different hobbies, what would be your advice for them in terms of growth?
It's always important to have a career map to grow, a strategy to grow. And I'll give you an example. Back in the days, we used to say that if you are a secretary or office assistant or you decide to go on a certain trajectory, you begin to realize that there's a career path there. So, for example, I know people who were nurses who discovered that they could be doctors.
Okay.
So they went to medical school.
Yeah.
And became doctors. There are people who were into sales in a specific product, but then were able to diversify into going into marketing because they go hand in hand with each other. Now, we had the likes of being an office front desk person and then scaling up to an office manager. So you're no more at the front desk, but now you're managing the entire business. There's always a career path for any career that you choose to get on. I know people who have been ground operations at the airport who ended up becoming pilots. It is always, yes, capital intensive, but based on what you love doing, you're able to scale up there. A nurse can become a practice manager for a surgery. Somebody who specializes in marketing or operations can also become a practice center manager. But the question is, what are the questions you're asking yourself to be able to go on those paths? So it is critical to know that at the end of the day, there are people who started as an assistant to a legal office and then ended up going into law. Here is your case where you move from law into nursing. And this is based on not what you know, but this is based on your temperament and who you are as a person. And I'm sure if you walk into a room with patients and based on how you talk and how bubbly you are, automatically someone connects with you. And they're happy to see you. And I always tell people, my wife being in the medical field, I always say this: you are the first point of healing for any patient.
Yes.
Based on how you look, how you smile, how you speak. So it is very critical that in building a roadmap towards your career path, it is one, good to know first where you are, and which direction you want to take.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, somebody can be an audio specialized in audio transcription.
Mhm.
Now that person can grow and become a secretary
Mhm.
and move from there and decide, okay, I want to be an executive PA or a
Mhm.
virtual assistant or a legal aid. So these are the different branches that you can go into. You can decide to choose which path that you want to go, legal, virtual, or being an executive PA.
Mhm.
It's the same thing when you come down to IT.
Mhm.
IT, similar thing. You can start from being a system support person,
Mhm.
or just a tech person, and then scale up
Okay.
to the different levels that you want to go to. So
Mhm.
it comes down to my 10 list. Out of the 10 list, whatever you choose, you need to create a tree
Mhm.
or a roadmap, which direction you want to go. And then you study what steps you need to take in order to get there. That's why I always say it's always important to speak to a learning coach
Mhm.
or a career coach to be able to guide you in order for you to be on the right path.
Right.
People struggle with that. And the thing is, people also don't talk.
Mhm.
Sometimes, because we fancy what someone is doing, we think it's okay, but we
Mhm.
fail to see what goes into it. My wife is a medical doctor. Do I want to become a medical doctor? No. It's so stressful because you have to read and study and always be on top of things. To me, it's a little bit draining for
Mhm.
me. But because she loves what she does, it comes easy to her. You understand? When it
Yeah.
comes to what I love doing, I'll read any book about digital marketing, data analysis, anything that will
Mhm.
help me help a business grow.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
my market research and make sure I have all the information. And that comes easy to me because it basically means talking to people, reading data, and getting things done. Being
Mhm.
in a networking space where people end up talking about the same thing, which you
Mhm.
can pick information from.
Mhm.
Yes. So
Mhm.
I hope I answered the question right.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think you've given a lot of gems that people can
Yeah.
learn. So what I understand is not being afraid to upskill, knowing where to go, educating yourself, and then also having a clear pathway of the directions that your career can take you, and kind of the area
Absolutely.
that you can then
Yes.
venture
Hmm.
into. And I guess what I'm hearing is also not being afraid to get promoted within the area that you're in. So if you're a nurse, not thinking that your pathway is just stuck to clinical, but maybe management at a higher level or something
Yes.
above you is something that you can go into as well. Just coming back to your business, I can see you've
Yes.
got background.
Oh, yes. KAP Consult. Yes.
Yes, yes. Can you tell me a little bit about your business, how that got started?
Because of all the roles that I've played in different businesses, what I offer now to people is doing a B2B engagement, so business to business. So, for example, if a business wants to enter into a market space or into a country or uh, start a project,
Hmm.
I'm the kind of person you call to go into where I do all the lead generation, the certification verification, everything that is supposed to help the business grow.
Hmm.
Uh, the other thing is digital marketing and social media strategy, which I currently do. So I
Hmm.
engage with more people in the space. And as I'm doing for Pitman Training, I create content and also post them myself. So both managing like 4 different platforms for the clients. And I use the data that I collect
Hmm.
to be able to strategize for them and which direction we should go. So
Hmm.
this has been very helpful doing it based on my background in IT and things that I've done. So that
Hmm.
makes it very easy for me. And then I also do procurement and sourcing for company because I used to live in China and I used to do a lot of procurement for businesses outside China. I
Hmm.
put that in that space where I enjoy doing it. And then there's also renewable energy, which is also another backend. I have people who come to me and consult me
Hmm.
to tell them what brands are doing well, which areas should they go into, what
Hmm.
what do businesses need, or if they want to connect with other businesses abroad, business growth strategies, engaging with other businesses to help them grow. So I'm all about growth. I'm all about making things happen. And I believe that just doing that for me brings me joy and peace.
Can someone consult you? How can someone get in touch with you if they're interested? Because a lot of nurses are now starting up their businesses, and one of the things that I've noticed that they struggle with is procurement. Most of them don't even know what that is. So the fact that you mentioned that, I was like, that's brilliant, because actually a lot of the platforms they're not familiar with, and it's not really their terrain, so they kind of get put off it and then miss out on opportunities. So how do you offer consultancy to healthcare professionals? And also in terms of procurement, do you offer support with that for like care businesses, let's just say?
Yes. So, okay. So based on what you want to do or what you want to procure, either here in the UK or abroad, I'm able to sit down with you and create that strategy and plan. I have people in China if I need to procure something. I'll create a program with you, which is going to be a one-on-one engagement where I get to understand what you want to do, what you want to procure, and what you want to use those products for. Now, how do they get in touch with me? I am on LinkedIn. If you go to my website, you can just click and send me an email. I'll respond and speak with you, arrange a meeting, a one-on-one meeting, just like we're talking, and then understand. And if you want to, what I'll do is I'll speak to you, understand what you need, come up with a strategy and send to you, and then I'll walk you through from A to Z. So if it's a business you're starting, we'll go through the processes. We'll look at the certifications which you need. We'll also look at who you need to talk to, where you are, how you're going to do that. And then I'm going to guide you do that. I'll also recommend places you need to go. So even if I can't do it, I can walk you through it and then recommend somebody you can speak to based on where you are located, let people know. Because of what I've done in the past, I'm quite connected and know people. So it's just a matter of just sending people. But I'm on LinkedIn, which is very active. So people can follow me up on LinkedIn. My first meetings are usually free, but the subsequent ones, I'll definitely let you know my charges. And if you can do it, then we just take it from there.
Any nurse listening, you can do it, because all you need to do is, think about what you're gaining and not what you're letting go of. You're going to gain so much more than what you give. And I think it's so easy for us to, go and buy a car when we need a car. It's easy for us to, buy designer things just sitting at home doing nothing. But then when it comes to things that actually can be so valuable to our future and to kind of the path of financial freedom, we hesitate a little bit. And I think it's just kind of, we've not been trained to invest in ourselves. We've been trained to kind of invest in things, outside of ourselves. But I think I've come into the space where I'm realizing that actually it's important to invest in yourself and having a mentor, having someone who's already done it and who knows. It saves you so much time. You're not going to have to sit around, banging your head against the wall because you can't get through somewhere. So to anyone listening, please don't feel that paying for something is you losing, but it's actually you gaining a lot more. And final thoughts, have you got any final thoughts, any kind of, how do you want to end it? What do you want to tell them?
I would say don't give up on yourself, because when you give up on yourself, that's the end. So know yourself, be true to yourself, and listen to yourself and your strength. And you can achieve anything that you want to achieve if you put your mind to it.
That was brilliant.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And your social media handles are just...
Yes, okay. So on LinkedIn is Kwejo Akumia Prempeh. Yes, it's a long one. On LinkedIn, Kwejo Akumia Prempeh. Okay. The Prempeh is Prempe. Okay. Yes, on LinkedIn. And then on Instagram, it's Prempeh Wang.
Prempeh Wang.
Wang, as in Wang.
Okay.
Wang, yes, as in Wang, yes. And then my website is kapconsulting.biz. Okay. I'll share it with you so that you can put it in your... Yes, I'll share everything with you, and then you can see everything, and then you can share with people to follow up. Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you too. Thank you
so much. That can be very valuable to people, and actually I've learned a lot speaking to you, so